Okay, there we go. Okay. So I'm almost done, I promise.
Oh,
Are we on? Okay, good job. Okay. So small physical wins, that was kind of the end of that, but you have to prove to yourself in like 1,000 different ways that you can, like you can show up for yourself, and proving that to yourself in small ways instead of having one big end goal can really help motivate you and teach you to have that grit. Build strong habits and stop depending on motivation. That's what I said just a few minutes ago. You cannot always put it on your sponsor or your friends. Sonia and I have this conversation all the time because I struggle with anxiety so terribly. And a lot of times I don't even tell her when I'm struggling, because at the end of the day, it's not up to Sonia to fix me. It's up to Stacy to fix Stacy. And so she can be there, and, you know, all of my friends can be there and cheer me on and encourage me. But at the end of the day, I'm my own responsibility. I'm not anybody else's responsibility. So grit is not about getting an incredible dose of inspiration or courage. It is about building daily habits that allow you to stick to a schedule and overcome challenges and distractions over and over and over again. Mentally tough people do not have to be more courageous, more talented, or more intelligent. They just have to be consistent. So think about that. To be mentally tough, you just have to be consistent. Grit comes down to habit. It really does. It's about doing the things you're supposed to do on a more consistent basis. So if you know you're supposed to do your rounds in the morning, do your rounds, because that's the only way you're going to be there, is get there on a consistent basis. It's about your dedication to daily practice and your ability to stick to it. That's the baseline of what grit is. It's just the ability to keep going no matter what knocks you down, just to keep going. And then some examples of grit. You think about mentally tough athletes, the ones that are more consistent. They don't miss workouts. So you think for us, they don't miss sending those morning rounds. They do not miss assignments. You think about us, we don't miss Zooms, because when your team sees you showing up for a Zoom, they're going to show up for a Zoom. But if you don't show up for a Zoom, then they're going to be like, well, it's okay if I don't participate. And then real team players always have their team members back. So if you fail and you have, let's say, your sponsor or your sideline sister, your bestie, you can reach out to that person and be like, what's going on? I know you're not yourself. Is there anything I can do? We always have each other's back. And that's what Megan said in the beginning with this team. One of the things I love most about this team is how encouraging everybody is. And everybody that joins my team and is in wellness or resilience, they always say to me, this is the most encouraging group of women I've ever been a part of. Because we all know women can be catty, but not on this team, right? We all have each other's back here. Being a mentally tough leader. Mentally tough leaders are more consistent than their peers. So if you have a mentally sound leader, she's more consistent than you are. Because do we want to follow people who are not more consistent than we are? Of course we don't. I don't want to follow anybody who's not better than me. I want to chase people who are better because they know what they're doing, right? So they have a clear goal. They work toward that goal every single day. They don't let short-term profits, negative feedback, or hectic schedules prevent them from continuing to march on. So on Saturdays when I'm at Drake's livestock shows, what am I doing when he's not in the ring? I'm working every time. I'm the worst person in the world that you can say I'm too busy to. I'm the busiest person I know. You're not too busy. It's just about priorities. Bottom line. They make a habit of building up the people around them, not just once, but on a consistent basis over and over again. So if you have a leader that's not cheering you on, she's not a very effective leader. Now, it's not their job to cheer you on 24/7, but you want a leader who comes to you and says, you're doing a great job. You're doing a wonderful job. Like, I see your hard work. It's paying off. You're doing great. And then mentally tough artists, writers, employees, they just deliver on a more consistent basis, more than most. They work on a schedule, not just when they feel motivated. Like when I wake up, I don't always feel motivated. I'm sure Megan doesn't always feel motivated, or Sonia doesn't always feel motivated, or Robin doesn't always feel motivated. But we don't bring that to our team. So I always encourage people, like, don't bring the negativity to your team. Go to your leader and say, this is how I'm feeling, or go to your best friend and say, this is how I'm feeling, and let them help you instead of taking that negativity to your team. And successful people and gritty people, they just do the most important things first. And that goes back to priorities. This really is a short-term sacrifice for a long-term goal. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You're not going to wake up next week and you're not going to be at the top. It's step after step after step. And then finally, can you have too much grit? I would, of course, say no, but I think, yes, you can. And that's just realistic. I think people, scientifically, those things that go along with gritty people are empathy and kindness. Now, I don't really have a problem with kindness. I feel like I'm kind to everyone around me, but sometimes I do have a problem with empathy. I don't empathize that great with people. And I think that's from my day job, just because I see the horror in the world. So if you come to me with this little thing, I'm like, yeah, that's not a problem, but it is a problem to them. So I have to practice this with my teenager. He'll come to me and be like, Mom, and I'm like, not an issue. And then I have to really reel that back in, because in Drake's life, that's an issue and it's a problem. So I have to practice being more empathetic. So I would just encourage you super gritty people to be a little more empathetic. I work on that every single day. I really do struggle with that. And so I work on it every single day. So I know that was a little rushed. I really, really enjoyed. I love the research, and I love just studying the brain and how we work as people. And I know these things about myself, and I know, kind of what it takes to do this long term. And you have to sacrifice, and you have to be willing to get up every single day and work until you're there, because there's not a time limit on getting to the top. There's not a time limit. So, and you can't look around you. For me, there are people who started after me that are already above me. And if I let that detour me, I wouldn't even get out of the bed in the morning. So what? That's great for them, right? It's not about me. It's about them. Just because they're successful doesn't take away from my success. So always remember that, and always remember that we have the best team and the most supportive team, and we can all go all the way. So thank you so much for letting me be on tonight. And I know I went over. I'm so sorry, but thank you guys all for sticking around.
That was so good. I could just sit here all night for 4 hours and listen to you talk. It was so interesting. So guys, when Stacy's this triple diamond, we're all going to pay thousands of dollars to hear her do trainings on stage. Because she's going to have her own coaching business and do all these magical things with her talent. That's just blows me away. So thank you so much. I'm going to try to figure out if I can connect these two or link them somehow, so they're all kind of combined. I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to try. And then it'll be on, and I'll send the link to the chat like usual. But yes, we all get in for free. Woo! We'll have our plane tickets booked wherever you are. But thank you so much again. So much good info. I know a few of us have read that grit book before. Crystal, I think you have. I have. There was a few of us. It's amazing. It's amazing. And so you don't need talent to be successful. You just need grit. You just need to show up and do the things every single day. It doesn't matter how smart you are, or how pretty you are, or how much you like to talk in front of a camera or not. You just do the things and you get there. And so bottom line is just stay gritty, my friends. I hope you guys have an awesome night, and I'll talk to you in 2 minutes in the chat. Bye.